if you just could please introduce yourselves and what you guys do, we appreciate you.
I am Enrique Cabeza. I'm the creative director and art director of Blasphemous 2 and 1.
And I'm David Erosa. I'm the producer for Blasphemous 2.
First of all, thank you for having us here today with you guys to check out Blasphemous 2. It is an honor. Cameron, how are you feeling today, sir?
Excited to try some games.
So, just to follow up on the question, so just as a whole for Blasphemous, what was the kind of inspiration? Like I said, initially I could feel the Dark Souls-y inspiration to it, but there's so much more to it, if you would care.
Yeah, we wanted to make a dark fantasy game. So there are a lot of dark fantasy games out there. So we wanted it to be more unique. So we got inspiration from our southern Spanish culture. So we got things from art, from music, from flamenco music, from our own writers, our own history, and we mix all together to create a more unique and a more personal and honest theme for the game.
Thank you for explaining that, because I had no idea. Because as far as, like you said, dark fantasy-wise, there's so many different inspirations behind it, and we'll see things between Dark Souls, stuff like Berserk, just anything gritty, dark, medieval, we see it, but definitely Blasphemous feels like it has a different theme to it, and so thank you for the context on it. What are some new features that might be seen in Blasphemous 2 as compared?
I think the most feature that the feature that really define the sequel is that now players can use 3 weapons instead of 1, so they can be way more expressive, way more creative in combat. They do many more things. The player progression can be more expansive, and also one of the main things is like every weapon has special abilities that help players to reach new areas for this Metroidvania game.
Let's say Metroidvania time. Okay.
Yeah. So also the combination of this weapon, because players can switch between the weapons in an instant with a button. So not only for combat, but also combining these abilities in the right moment.
Okay, do traversal and everything as well?
Yeah, can do traversal, and they can be very creative with the combination of weapons to reach areas or solve some puzzles. So I think that one of the things that really define this game.
For sure. So as somebody who's just finished up Final Fantasy 16, and so combat-wise, like exactly what you're saying, as far as switching between weapons and everything with a single button push, right now I'm like, okay, good. That feels very familiar, nice, quick, and easy to switch up. The fact that you can combine the abilities for traversal, that just feels like it's just opening up, like there's not exactly really a right answer. It's whatever the choices you're able to, and if it works, it works. So
yes.
Thank you. We appreciate experimentation. So you said that you guys pretty much started this one from scratch and just starting a new project. So what led to that exactly?
Well, as Enrique was saying, we wanted to explore different ways of playing the game with these 3 new weapons and the different abilities that are associated with the weapons. And this was something that we found was going to be really hard to do with the old code base, because Blasphemous 1 was made by a small team on a really tight schedule and budget, so we couldn't build what we needed or what we wanted for the sequel. So after some thinking about that, we decided that the best decision was to start from scratch, knowing how to solve many of the things that we knew players weren't really happy about with the first game. When the game was released, the first version of it, the controls weren't as tight and as good as we would have liked. That improved with the 3 DLCs. The first DLC was a quality of life, had a really good quality of life improvement with the controls. but we knew that we could go even farther with that. So yeah, the decision was made, and we started from scratch with all the things that we learned. And I think that the results were good enough, and that it was worth it.
How are you feeling about it right now, Cameron?
Other than the fact that I'm not good.
Maybe I can tell him a hint.
His recent has been on Dead Cells, so he's been dealing with punishments and everything himself. So if he's gonna suffer, he's gonna suffer. So what has the development life cycle been on Blasphemous 2 as compared?
Well, the development of Blasphemous 2 started right in the middle of the pandemic. So we had to develop DLC 2 and 3 and start working on Blasphemous 2 mid-March 2020. So the development was not easy because we were used to work in the office together. Developing games is something that requires the team to be together and to have this feeling for the game and to want to share the experience of playing the game inside. So it was a real challenge for us to do this working from home. But I think that the passion and the for the game and the dedication and love that we have for the project led to a good result. I think we came back to the office late 21, was it? Late 21 we got back to the office?
I don't remember.
It's kind
The time skip's been weird.
Yes.
The time just kind of moves, I guess.
Yes. And yes, well, the development was pretty different from the first one.
So are you guys still working remotely at this point, or are you back to the office?
Part of the team is working remotely. One thing that not many people know is that the whole animation team is working from home because they are not from Seville, from the city that where the office is. So they are in different places in Spain, and it works. There's no reason for some people to work from home if they decide to. So some people just stay at home and come to the office a couple of days every week. Or some of us are always in the office because we like being there and sharing the process. So basically, we are open to any preferences.
We didn't explain well.
As long as everything's working out and communication is good, I think that's the biggest thing for the project to come together. Oh, it's all good.
To be able to dodge the...
Thank you now.
Okay.
As far as its imminent release, what are you most proud of the game so far?
Sorry, can you say again?
That's it. So, and I was bringing to both of you personally. What are you guys most proud of so far with from 1 to 2 and the experience you guys have gained?
I think the most proud thing is the improvement we did for the controls, to the flow of the character, to see
Right, 3. Sorry.
to make it more comfortable to play in platformer wise related and combat related. It's more comfortable. It's more flow.
More fluid. Yeah, the
it's
feeling
like,
is much greater.
yeah, the feeling in general is one of the things that we put a lot of effort.
Game feel is important. We like game feel, because at the end of the day, we could play games and if they're cool and everything, yeah. But if it kind of feels a little, you know. But based off of everything you guys have been saying, just the player feedback that you guys have taken from the first game, and we already know that you guys improved as you guys were making the DLC and everything too. So seeing it just come to fruition, and remind me again, when is the release date for Blasphemous?
It's August the 24th.
August 24th. Looking forward to it.
I don't know. We are very excited to see how people respond, and if the community, the Blasphemous fans like it. We are very excited to see their comments and gameplay in YouTube and everything, and to see people if they are excited as we are.
We have been developing the game for 3 years, and we have been looking at the game so close that sometimes we lost perspective. And now that we are showing the game to journalists, to some influencers, we are seeing the response and how they see the game with new eyes. We are really eager for all players and fans to play it and see what's the general reaction.
Excited. And with that, Cameron has also been it. Cameron, final word, sir.
Yeah, I actually have another couple of questions for you guys. I'll switch with you. So, first question, I just wanted to know, did you guys expect the amount of success and feedback that you got from the first game? I know that, you know, Blasphemous is highly considered sort of up there in the Souls-like genre outside of the actual FromSoft titles. Blasphemous is the one game that's mentioned a lot. Did you guys expect that amount of reception and the kind of reception that you got from the first game?
Yeah, we can wish that to happen. You never know. We are really focusing on the game itself. It's a matter to wonder if that is going to happen really. Yeah, we wish that everybody is happy with the fans. We are doing this for them. So yeah, we not say expect, but we wish that they like it and they enjoy it.
I think you were asking about the first game.
Yes, from the first game, did you sort of expect the great reception that you got in the past? No, it's okay.
No, when this is our first, how you say, Blasphemous 1 was first platformer we did, so we didn't really know what was going to happen, because, you know, we wanted the game to be unique with this weird main protagonist, and we were so focusing on the development. And when you are focused on the work like for 3 years, you don't really know what is going to happen. You lose your own criteria, your own I don't know how to express it. You really don't know what is going to happen. So it was amazing how people respond to this game, to this weird game.
Yeah, well, it's you know, taking a risk like that it's a risk, right?
Yeah, but when you are working in a very small team with no much resources, yeah, you have to do a bold move, like to be risky and having a space in this world where a lot of games are coming out, a lot of games that are amazing are coming out. In how people will find your game in a huge catalog of games and say, hey, I'm going to play this, and why they are going to play this. So we wanted to say, hey, we are here, and we are special because of this and because of that.
Right.
So yeah, we were amazed how people react to this game.
So you mentioned that on the first game the team size was fairly small. Has the team size increased going into the second game now?
Yeah, it increased, and we have a lot of collaboration. For example, a company the animation studio that did the amazing cutscene for this game.
I saw the first one and I'm like, oh, yeah, that was one thing that I noticed, and I was like, wow, that's pretty.
Yeah, we had the resources.
They are Sunshine Animation Studios from Madrid.
Yeah, Spanish studio, and we could have the resources for collaborating with them to be able to hire them because we love their work. They work in the last trailer, the animated trailer. We were very happy about it. So we wanted to work with them again.
Yes.
So these kind of things, we have the resources to be able to collaborate with many other artists, many musicians, for the actual flamenco musicians.
Amazing.
For creating the soundtrack. And yeah, it's beautiful to be able to work with so many people.
And the team, the team itself grew from, I think you were 7 people for Blasphemous 1?
Yeah.
From
The first team was 3 people.
Well, yeah, the starting team. Yeah.
We did the Kickstarter campaign, and when the Kickstarter campaign ended, we were more. we got until 15 people in per Blasphemous 1.
I don't know. I know that I was employee number 11.
Wow.
Yeah, the team grew to 20-ish, 22, 23.
Yeah, the thing is 21 persons with 2-3 freelancers that go and come and go. Yeah.
So I think the challenge with this kind of game, right, is keeping the game challenging while still making it fun, right? You can play a game that could be too challenging and it's not enjoyable to play anymore. How do you find that balance between being challenging but still being sort of fun and fair? Exactly.
That is super tricky.
Really hard. Really hard.
You are developing the game. You have the feeling that the game itself is telling you what to do, how to balance this and that. But we could count with the help with friends and family, and we did the playtesting sessions, and we watch the players playing the game, and we tweak here and there like non-stop for months to be able to have a more final balance. But you never know. It's a matter of see more people playing, and you can change maybe in the future some things.
We have been playing for so long the game. We are so used to what to do, how to do it. Right. The game is in here, and then suddenly one day you organize a playtesting session with people who has never played the game, and then you start noticing, oh, they think that this is for this, or that they should do this other thing. Maybe we are not explaining it really well. We should change this. And I think that we made many changes based on the reaction of players or the reaction of playtesters. It's really valuable for us, and we think all of that made the game much better.
You will see. You can.
Okay.
You will see.
I'm like 1 out of 33 random floating babies. Okay.
So I know for the first game there were a few editions that came out. I think you guys might have pressed an edition through like limited run or something, and then I picked up an edition from Spain, like a collector's edition from Spain. Do you have any partnerships in terms of distribution for this second game? Is it going to get a big store release? What's the plan?
That's something for Rebecca.
Yeah,
who is
the publisher
our
will have
PR.
you.
Okay.
Or PR manager.
And they answer so accurately.
Okay. Sounds good. We're both physical collectors. We like physical media, and so.
Yeah, there is a physical standard edition.
Okay. Awesome. All right. I think that was my last question. So we'll sort of enjoy the rest of the game. Thank you both for your questions, and if anything more comes up, then we'll make sure to ask. Thank you so much. Okay. Perfect. Thank you so much.